This is Jackie with Inthekeyofchange.com. I'm here with Anthony Raneri, and we're here on the Where's the Band tour.
Yeah.
Your new EP, Cathedrals, just came out.
New Cathedrals, yeah.
Earlier this week. It's different from music of Bayside,
yes.
Especially as of recently. What inspired you to make a solo record?
Well, like you said, it's very different than the Bayside stuff, and I have very eclectic taste in music. I'm really into country music. I'm really into ska and reggae and tons and tons and tons of different music. And a lot of times I do kind of incorporate that a little bit into the Bayside stuff. I think that's what gives us a little bit of our different sound. But sometimes I've always wanted to explore with writing just straightforward country songs, straightforward reggae songs, just kind of whatever. And I have been for years. I always have, and nobody's ever heard any of that stuff. There's stuff that's been sitting on my hard drive or on like little 4-track cassette tapes and stuff for years and years and years that nobody's ever heard before. So I figured people might like it. So
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, those songs range from I wrote a song, Please Don't Leave. I wrote 7 years ago, and it's just been sitting around. Nobody's ever heard it before now. And I wrote another song like about 2 or 3 weeks before I went in to record. So that it ranges like over the course of 7 years.
Wow. And I'm not a Southern or not a country music fan, but I enjoy the EP.
Cool.
What would you attribute that kind of sound to? Is it your many influences? Why did you pick those songs to use for your EP?
I just thought that, I really didn't want to have any boundaries with the record, because the thing with Bayside is I love how Bayside sounds, and everybody in the band does, and I think our fans do also. And I never wanted to be one of those bands that took some weird turn or something. You know what I mean? Got into different kinds of music and started incorporating that into the sound. I feel like I still love rock music, I still love punk music, and I love to make it in Bayside. And I don't think that I ever want to kind of mess with that formula we have, So anyway, I just those songs in particular, those were just the best of what I had, and I didn't want to pigeonhole my solo career as I'm a country artist in my solo career, or I'm a singer-songwriter, or I'm a reggae artist, or I play show tunes, or whatever. I just wanted to, whatever I thought was a good song, I put on there.
Very cool. As I said before, it's definitely different in message. At least it seems to me upon listening to it. When I heard Killing Time, it seems like it's directed towards very specific events from perhaps the recent past. And like you said, with Cathedrals, you wrote one song 7 years ago. The message on the EP sounds more hopeful and more positive. Is that correct?
I think that's fair to say. I try to write a lot of songs that are a little more hopeful and positive. I aim for that, but I do write kind of whatever is happening in my life at the time. I could look back on any of the Bayside records and it puts me in the place I was at that time. I do try to always have a hopeful outlook on everything. No matter how sad the song might seem or how bleak the situation might be, I always try to have a light at the end. Because that's how I feel in my life. I always try to look for the light at the end of it. Everything, everything passes. So I try to incorporate that into all the songs.
Is there one song on the EP that shows who you are emotionally or musically?
That's hard. It's really hard to say. I mean, all of them really, because like I said, it's the biggest just expression of my musical tastes. So anyone, there could be there's a couple of songs on there that are just straight country songs, and then there's songs that go from rock to reggae back to rock with key changes and time signature changes and all kinds of weird stuff. So it really is, those 5 songs really kind of personify my musical taste.
Very cool. So what can we look forward to tonight? Are you playing only songs from your EP, a little bit of Bayside, a little bit of both?
I really try to please. I feel like making music and playing shows are 2 different things. It's 2 different aspects of my job. So making music, I get to do what I want. And I, with always trying to stay conscious of just making everything good, with the idea that as long as it's good, people are going to like it, So that's that, but when it comes to playing shows, I really kind of feed off of the crowd and try to give them what I think they're there for, you know what I mean? So with these shows, as much as I love to just play all my solo songs and love to play all these new songs I'm really excited about, I know that people want to hear the Bayside songs too. So what I do now is I'm doing about half the set is Bayside songs, and then about 25% is the EP songs, and 25% is covers.
Cool. Well, the title of the tour garners the question, what's the rest of Bayside up to?
We all took this time we knew months ago that we were going to have the first 6 months of the year off. Yeah, which is nice. We never have that. So we knew we were going to have that time off, and there's been things that everybody put on the back burner for a long time, and we're waiting for a nice big chunk of time to really dive into. So I launched the solo career, which has been kind of like sitting around in some way or another for a long time, and I finally had the time to really go and give it a shot. And Nick is in the middle of launching a clothing company right now, so he's taking this time to kind of prep all that, because we're going to be on the Warped Tour this summer. So when we're out on the Warped Tour, that's going to be the launch of his clothing company. So he's setting all that up now. And Jack just started giving guitar lessons. So he's working on that now, which he's really excited about. And Chris is apprenticing to be a barber. It's something he's always wanted to do is barber, and he's got 6 months off. So in these 6 months, he goes to the barber shop every day, and he's working under a master barber and getting his barber's license.
Sounds like everyone's spending.
Everybody's making the most of this time.
It's not just a break.
Well, you know, we've been touring full time for going on 12 years now. You know, so I guess it is 12 years now. So there are so many things over the course of. I've been touring full time this man since I was 18. So you can imagine all the things since I was 18 that have come up that I was like, I'd love to do that one day. You know what I mean? That I've never had it, like even a day to try and actually do. So, you know, this is the culmination of 10 years of maybe that would be fun. Like, you know, we finally get to try to do those things now. But once the summer comes, Bayside does Warped Tour, and I also do Warped Tour solo. I'm doing like 2 shows a day on the tour. But once that comes, it kickstarts Bayside again, and we're after the tour, we're probably going to start writing a new record.
Very cool. Well, it sounds like despite the side projects everyone gets to get their hands into, that music's still really important.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, we work on music as well as charities. If you could fill in this sentence for me, life without music?
Life without music is not worth living.